Hello everybody and welcome to CFO Conversations. I'm your host Paula Kensington, and following our theme of CFO Conversations in Russia, I'm really excited to share this one with you with Irina and Alexandra, who are both finance professionals in Russia. Today's conversation is, what does the CEO need in the CFO? Now, we could talk about this for a long time because I know each of us can probably speak for at least 20 minutes, but we're just going to try and give you some real tips or insights because, again, it's always changing, especially in the last 5 years. I think really what the CEO needs from the CFO, and it really depends on the complexity of the organization. It depends on the maturity of the CEO, depending on whether he or she has got a finance background. There's all sorts of different layers to the conversation. I've always been, one of the reasons I left my CFO role is because I wanted to be the CEO. And it's really hard for CFOs to get the CEO role when they haven't got experience on their resume, even though I was doing a lot of that work. So I'm now the CEO and the CFO in my own business. But I got really frustrated when I was CFO in my last role because I felt like I was working for a leader that wasn't being very inspiring. And so that to me was really challenging, where I want to step up and be the CEO, but I can't because he's there. So I'd be interested to see what the ladies think in Russia and the experience that they've had to date. Because I know Irina's been working outside of Russia as well. But maybe I'll come to you first, Alexandra. What do you think the CEO needs from the CFO? What are your key insights here?
Hello, everyone. This is a very big question. I will try to focus on some areas which could be in the focus from my CEO. I think that the first one and recent research shows that the role of CFO is changing, evolving, and now it become not anymore the bookkeeper, but more financial advisor to the CEO and to the board. So the first one and very important is to have a strategic view and to express their strategic opinion about what is happening in the company, particularly important when some turbulent time is going on, like we had this spring. And here is a must to have a proactive role. So as soon as I saw that something is happening, I made a quick and dirty forecast and different scenarios of what can happen with the bank if this or this or this will happen in the economy, because the forecast was really no forecast. So I tried to show the several black scenarios just to have in mind in the CEO how he can manage the company. So the first one is strategic and proactive role. The second one is to help CEO to prepare his position. Because sometimes during negotiation with shareholders, during negotiation with partners, CEO need to have a pack of arguments or analysis or statistics. So the role of CFO, and I can say that it's usually easier to negotiate and communicate when you have numbers in your arguments. So to prepare the position, strong position to CEO, I think it's a role of CFO. And the last one is more relaxed. You should give the comfort to the CEO that everything in your department is going fine, that CEO can count on you, that all processes, you do not come with problems, you come with solutions when you need. So that CEO usually have up to 8-10 areas he need to cover. And if you can be as a island of calm, of stability. I think it's really helpful in his hard position.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Alexandra. Like you say, there's so many different aspects we could talk about for such a long time, but I think it makes some really valid points there. And I think also, if I can just add to that, I felt like when I was CFO, I was the funnel. So I was like the funnel between outside the business and inside the business, and then inside the business to the board as well. So sometimes when you talk to new CFOs or aspiring CFOs, they find that quite interesting, that most of your job is about communication. And I don't know about you ladies, but you know, when I moved into a CFO role, I was less number crunching and more storytelling. So that was a real insight that I was really surprised at. Irina, what about you?
Yeah. Hello, everybody. So actually, ladies already said the main points, and now everybody understands that CFO has a bigger role than ever before. Yeah, and for me, it's like Paula, you already mentioned, it's mostly about communication skills, and as I feel that CFO now becoming more connector, so connector inside the company between different departments, people, connectors between suppliers, customers, banks. So it's like the key person to deal with these parties here. And of course, the finance connector between internal team and stakeholders, shareholders of the company. And it's like it's not about figures. Of course, figures still play a key role, because like Alexandra said, that when you have figures, it's like good and strong options to prove your idea. Yeah, but it's not about only figures, it's about people, communications, leaderships, and so on. So and also very important role like compliance advisor, because sometimes shareholders, stakeholders, they have some plans, and it's not always then plans fit to law regulations or some other regulations. So CFO also control and check that the company is in compliance with all regulations.
One of the roles that I was CFO in, we had two different divisions of the business. And so I had an MD of one division and I had an MD of the other division. So I was almost reporting to both of them in some ways, but I was the one above them that actually saw the whole business, from end to end, because they just saw their little bit. So I think sometimes the CFO is really the only person that actually cares from the whole end to end of the business.
It's like a CFO, it's like a CEO, but with finance competence. Yeah. Sometimes it's like this.
Yeah, I think a lot of businesses, the CFO is the leader of the business. Sometimes CEOs get upset when I tell them that. All right, thank you, ladies. I'll leave us there and we'll come back to that one at another time.